Dave Gardy here for another Ballast Water Treatment Management Report from Maritime TV. We're at the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point, New York, where they're getting ready for graduation. And you were just here with the VIDA meeting, right?
Yes, that's correct, Dave. Just a couple of weeks ago, and it was a very interesting meeting that the EPA and the Coast Guard put on.
What was the basic takeaways from the meeting?
Well, so I think there were three important issues that came out of the meeting. The first one is I think the EPA is struggling a little bit with the standard that they have to set. Now, it's clear in the law that it has to be no less stringent than it is, but there's some of the states had much more stringent requirements than the Coast Guard. But when we say much more, you think about a 10-to-1. If you're talking about these microorganisms, and you were saying 10 is okay, but 1 is the standard we want to get to. But when you're starting with 100,000 of them, the difference between 10 and 1 really isn't significant. So that's the kind of issue that the EPA is trying to figure out before they put out the standard.
What else did they take away? Well,
there was a good comment from the industry about the captain of the port zones. Right now, the regulations are based on captain of the port zones, and if you go between different captain of the port zones, then you're going to have to treat the water. And one of the industry folks had said, well, maybe the standard shouldn't be captain of the port zones. It should be more where the natural barriers are for the spread of these invasive species. And he specifically recommended that we use the certificate of inspection trade routes, so whether it's oceans or rivers and canal or near shore. And of course, in his case, he was hoping for rivers would be, if he was in the Mississippi River, he wouldn't have to treat ballast water.
And I also heard something about the Great Lakes and exchange and treatment.
Yes, so that's the third one that came up. And the Great Lakes, of course, is very concerned about these issues and wanted a little bit more stringent standards. So they were recommending that you both exchange the ballast water and treat the ballast water. And then first, thinking, all right, that sounds good, it's a little bit extra. But I don't think they thought through that many of the treatment systems don't work that way. So some of the treatment systems work on intake, some of them sort of work or have to be retreated on discharge. So you don't necessarily want to exchange treated water, and you may not have the ability to treat after you've exchanged. So it's a much more complicated problem than I think the regulators thought about.
Interesting. So that was the VIDA meeting that held here at Kings Point, and tomorrow again the graduation. Something about training too, the learning about the ballast water treatment systems, even at the academy level. You got a training center up there that actually could accommodate kids, right?
Absolutely. And in fact, we just started a dialogue recently where we're going to offer a program to any maritime school, but we're thinking the ones that are closer to our facility in North Haven, Connecticut, so Mass Maritime, Kings Point, certainly maybe Fort Schuyler, where we could have the students come for a day or two and actually operate a working ballast water treatment system.
Excellent. We've been talking to Steve Candito, who's CEO of Ecochlor, on another Ballast Water Treatment Management Report. I'm Dave Gardy from the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, Maritime TV. Thanks for joining us.